You've probably heard people say, making money online is just a dream. But what if I told you, that dream is now reality, and it's not reserved for the tech geniuses or social media stars? It's for you. The truth is, the world has changed. You no longer need a fancy degree, a big company behind you, or even a ton of followers to start earning real money online. All you need is curiosity, consistency, and a small spark of courage to begin. Think about it. Just 10 years ago, the idea of working from your laptop, at home, in a coffee shop, or even while traveling, sounded like something only digital nomads or lucky influencers could do. But now, thousands of regular people, students, parents, retirees, even full-time workers, are turning their free time into income. And here's the most beautiful part. You don't need to quit your job or change your life overnight. You can start small. Maybe you just want to cover your weekend coffee budget, or save up for that trip you've been dreaming about. Or maybe, deep down, you're looking for something more, a way to build real financial freedom, where your income depends on your effort, not your boss. Because that's what online income really represents. Freedom to choose when you work, where you work, and how much you earn. When I first started exploring online work, I thought it was a scam, another too good to be true promise. But the deeper I looked, the more I realized, the internet is just a giant marketplace of value. If you can help someone, solve a problem, or offer a skill, even a simple one, there's a place for you. You don't need to be a programmer, a designer, or a marketing expert. Some people earn by writing short reviews, some by proofreading text, some by answering simple questions. The opportunities are real, and they're growing every single day. It's no longer about who you are, but what you can offer, and everyone has something to offer, even you. Now, before we dive into the practical side, the how, let's break a limiting belief right here. You do not need to be special to make money online, you just need to start. The people you see succeeding on YouTube, TikTok, or blogs aren't superheroes. They simply took the first step, often with zero experience, a cheap laptop, and a lot of trial and error. They didn't wait for permission. They didn't wait for the perfect plan, they just started and learned along the way. And that's what I want to inspire you to do today. In this video, I'll walk you through 5 simple, proven ways to start earning money online, even if you've never tried before. Each one is beginner-friendly, flexible, and can fit into your life no matter what you do right now. But before I share them, I want you to ask yourself one honest question. What would an extra $100 a week mean to me? Would it relieve some pressure, help you pay off a bill, give you the freedom to say no to things that don't serve you? Because the truth is, that small start could grow into something far bigger. That's how every journey begins. Let's take a moment to reflect. You're living in a time where opportunities are literally sitting in your pocket, on your phone. Right now, a single idea, a single post, or a single click can open a door that changes your future. But here's the catch. Opportunity doesn't wait. The internet is full of dreamers, but only a few become doers. So, the question is, which one are you going to be? If you're still listening, it means a part of you knows there's something more out there. Maybe you've always wanted to work for yourself. Maybe you're tired of trading time for money, or maybe you just want to prove to yourself that you can build something from scratch. Whatever your reason, this is your moment, because the tools, the platforms, the knowledge, they're all here. And most of them are completely free. The only missing piece is you taking that first step. And the best part, you don't need to figure it all out at once. You just need to start somewhere. So, in the next few minutes, we'll explore 5 powerful yet simple ways anyone can start earning money online, starting today. Whether you're someone who loves to share knowledge, enjoys writing, or simply wants to make your idle internet connection work for you, there's a path waiting. The only question is, will you take it? Because the truth is, the internet doesn't care about your age, your background, or your past failures. It rewards those who show up, stay consistent, and keep learning. You can turn your time, your voice, even your curiosity into income, and one day, you might look back and realize this moment, right here, was when everything began. So take a breath, open your mind, And get ready, because making money online isn't a dream anymore, it's a choice, and today, that choice is yours. Let's begin. Have you ever stopped to think about how much knowledge you already carry inside your head? The small things, the facts you've picked up from life, the lessons you've learned through trial and error, or even the common sense advice you've given to friends countless times. What if I told you that knowledge could literally pay you? In today's world, information has value, and someone, somewhere, is willing to pay for what you already know. There are websites like JustAnswer, StudyPool, and Ouija where ordinary people, not professors, not scientists, just people like you, earn real money simply by answering questions. It might be a student trying to understand a homework problem, or a person struggling with a life decision, or someone asking something as simple as, "Why does my phone keep overheating?" These questions might seem small, but for the one asking, the answer could save time, frustration, or even money. And for you, it's a way to turn your curiosity and compassion into income. Think about it like this. Every time you help someone figure something out, you're solving a tiny puzzle, and the internet has billions of those puzzles waiting to be solved. You don't need a degree to start, you just need the willingness to listen, think, and share. You can log in after work, spend 30 minutes answering a few questions, and earn more than you might expect. It's one of the most underrated ways to make money online, because it rewards what most people take for granted: their own experience and the ability to think clearly. I remember reading about a stay-at-home mom who joined StudyPool just to make a little extra money while her kids were at school. She wasn't a teacher or a tech expert. She just enjoyed helping others understand things. After a few months, she realized she was earning a steady few $100s a month, just from answering questions she already knew the answers to. Or take an example of a college student who spent his evenings on JustAnswer, helping others with general topics, things like budgeting, basic computer tips, or even motivational advice. He turned that side activity into enough income to pay for his textbooks every semester. These aren't miracles, they're simply people who learn to monetize what they already know. So how does this work practically? On platforms like JustAnswer, you create a profile and list the subjects you're comfortable with. It could be cars, pets, technology, health, or just general advice. When someone posts a question in your field, you get notified, you respond, help them solve their problem, and the platform pays you for your contribution. It's flexible, you can do it from home, from a coffee shop, or even during your lunch break. There's no pressure, no deadlines, just you, your curiosity, and an internet connection. And the best part? The more effort you put into giving thoughtful, useful answers, the more the system rewards you. But here's where most people miss the point. They think, "I don't know enough to help others." That's not true. You don't need to be a genius. You just need to be one step ahead of the person asking. Someone out there is searching right now for an answer to something you figured out months ago. Maybe it's how to reset a router, maybe it's how to stay motivated while studying, maybe it's how to choose between 2 job offers. The smallest piece of knowledge you share could make a real difference for someone else, and in return, it rewards you too. There's a kind of quiet satisfaction in this type of work. You're not just earning money, you're helping. You're part of that invisible network of problem solvers who keep the internet running. And in a world that often feels disconnected, there's something deeply fulfilling about helping a stranger find clarity. If you think about it, this is also a form of Stoic practice, transforming your knowledge and rational thinking into something useful for others. Marcus Aurelius once said, "What we do now echoes in eternity." Every helpful answer you give is an echo, a small act of contribution that travels further than you might ever realize. Let's be honest. Most of us spend hours online scrolling through endless posts and videos that don't add much value to our lives. What if you redirected just a fraction of that time towards something that not only benefits others but also pays you back? Imagine spending 1 hour a day answering 5 questions in a week. That's 35 people you've helped in a month. It's 150 lives you've touched, and a solid amount of side income built purely on sharing what you already know. And once you start, something interesting happens. You begin to learn more. Every question you answer challenges you to think, to research, to explain clearly. You get smarter, sharper, and more confident in your knowledge. It's not just a job, It's mental training, a way to turn curiosity into growth and generosity into opportunity. So if you're someone who enjoys exploring ideas, explaining concepts, or simply helping others, this might be your perfect entry point into the world of online income. You don't need to invest money. You don't need fancy tools, just your mind, your words, and your willingness to show up. Go check out platforms like JustAnswer, StudyPool, or Ouija. Create a profile, answer your first few questions, and see how it feels. You might be surprised by how rewarding it can be, not just financially, but mentally and emotionally. Because at the end of the day, the internet doesn't only reward creators, it rewards contributors, people who make it a better, more helpful place. And maybe that's where your journey begins. So here's the question I'll leave you with. If knowledge is power, why not let yours pay you? Let me ask you something. Have you ever read a piece of text online, maybe an article, an email, or a social media post, and thought, this sounds weird, like a robot wrote it? Well, guess what? You were probably right. Artificial intelligence is writing more content than ever before. From blog posts and essays to business descriptions and product reviews, AI tools are everywhere. But here's the thing, even though they're fast, they still need humans to make their words sound human. That's where you come in. Right now, there's a new wave of opportunity for people who can proofread and polish AI-generated content. Platforms like Scribr, Upwork, and Fiverr are full of clients looking for someone to take AI-written text, which often feels flat or robotic, and turn it into something smooth, natural, and engaging. And you don't need to be a professional editor to start if you have basic English skills, a good sense of flow, and you enjoy reading or fixing mistakes. This could easily become your next side income. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine a business owner who uses AI to write blog posts for their website. The AI gets the facts right, but the tone feels off. Maybe it's too stiff, too repetitive, or just unnatural. That business owner doesn't have time to fix it. So what do? They go online and hire someone like you, someone who can proofread, polish, and give it that human touch. You read the text, tweak a few sentences, replace robotic phrases with natural ones, maybe rearrange a paragraph, and suddenly, it reads like something a real person would say. That simple skill? It's valuable, and it's in demand. Now here's what most people don't realize. AI hasn't replaced human work. It's actually created more work for humans who can refine and improve what AI produces. Think about it. For every AI-generated article, someone needs to make it sound authentic. For every chatbot script, someone needs to check if it makes sense. For every product description, someone needs to ensure it connects emotionally with readers. You could be that person. There's a saying from the Stoics. Don't wish for things to be easier. Wish for yourself to be better. That's exactly the mindset this opportunity represents. Instead of fighting technology, learn to work with it. Use it as a tool, not a threat. AI does the heavy lifting. It drafts, it structures, it gives you something to work with. You bring the human element, empathy, clarity, and emotion. The result? A partnership that turns simple editing into profit. Let's talk about what this looks like in practice. If you sign up on Upwork, you can offer AI text polishing or AI content editing services on Fiverr. You can create a gig that says, I will humanize and edit your AI-generated content. And people are already searching for that. Writers, marketers, small business owners, even students using ChatGPT for essays, they all need someone to make their writing sound more natural. You can charge anywhere from $15 to $50 per project, depending on length and quality. And as you build trust and experience, you can raise your rates even higher. Imagine earning extra money each week simply by reading and improving text, something you might already do for free when you correct friends' messages or help someone with an email. But beyond the money, there's something deeply satisfying about this kind of work. You're not just fixing words, you're shaping meaning. You're taking something lifeless and giving it clarity and flow. It's like sculpting. The AI gives you a rough stone, and you carve it into something beautiful. And in doing that, you also train your own mind. Your eye for detail sharpens, your language improves, and your awareness of how people express themselves grows. In Stoic philosophy, That's a form of self-mastery, refining not just words, but yourself through practice. So, how can you start? Choose a platform. Start with Upwork, Fiverr, or Scribr. Create a simple profile describing your service, proofreading, editing, or AI content enhancement. Build your sample. Take a piece of AI-generated text from ChatGPT or another tool. Edit it, and use that as your portfolio example. Be clear and honest. Clients love people who communicate simply and deliver reliably. You don't need fancy titles, just consistency. Keep improving. Use AI tools to assist you, not replace you. Learn grammar, tone, and structure. The more natural your edits feel, the more people will come back. And if you're wondering, can I really do this without professional experience? The answer is absolutely yes. Most clients don't care if you have a degree. They care if you can make their text sound better. That's it. If you've ever caught a typo, fixed a sentence to make it clearer, or rewritten something so it feels right, congratulations. You already have the instinct. Now it's time to monetize it. We live in an age where humans and machines are learning to coexist. AI is fast, but it lacks heart. You, on the other hand, have intuition, the ability to feel what sounds right, what connects, what inspires. So don't underestimate that in a digital world filled with cold automation. Your humanity is your advantage. The Stoics believed that value comes from applying reason to action in modern times. This might be your version of that wisdom, using reason, attention, and skill to turn something mechanical into something meaningful. So maybe this week, instead of scrolling through social media for an hour, try something different. Log into Upwork or Fiverr. Create your first proofreading profile, and take one small step into this growing world of opportunity. Because who knows, this simple act of editing could be the start of something that not only earns you money, but also helps you rediscover the power of your own mind. So, the next time you see a robotic sentence online and think, that doesn't sound right, remember this. You have the skill to fix it, and now you can get paid for it. The future isn't about competing with AI, it's about collaborating with it, and making both the words and yourself better in the process. Let me ask you something. Have you ever recommended a product to a friend, maybe a pair of shoes, a movie, or a tool, and they went out and bought it? Now imagine if every time you did that, you got paid. That's the essence of affiliate marketing. It's one of the simplest, most powerful ways to earn money online, and the best part? You don't need a huge following, fancy skills, or a big budget to start. Here's how it works in simple terms. You share a product or service you genuinely like. When someone buys it through your special link, you earn a commission. That's it. No shipping, no inventory, no customer service, just connection. Think of it as the digital version of word of mouth, except this time it pays you back. Let me give you a story. A few years ago, there was a guy named Mark who loved photography. He wasn't an influencer, not even close, just a regular guy sharing camera tips on YouTube. One day, he started adding Amazon affiliate links under his videos, links to the cameras, tripods, and lighting gear he used. Months passed. He wasn't even paying much attention. Then one morning, he checked his Amazon dashboard and realized he had earned $486 in commissions, just from people clicking those links and buying the same tools he talked about. That was the moment he understood something life-changing. You don't need millions of followers. You just need trust. Affiliate marketing isn't about selling, it's about sharing value. When you recommend something that genuinely helps people, a book that changed your mindset, a tool that saves time, a course that taught you something real, you're not pushing products. You're guiding people towards something useful. And that's why it works. People trust authenticity more than advertising. They can feel when you're being real. That's why small creators, bloggers, and even everyday users are quietly making passive income every month, just by sharing things they already use. Now, let's be clear. Affiliate marketing isn't get rich quick. It's more like planting seeds at first. You might earn a few dollars, but over time, those seeds grow. Every link you post, every product you recommend, becomes a small stream of income. And when those streams come together, they form a river, steady, predictable, and passive. Imagine waking up in the morning, checking your phone, and seeing you've earned money while you slept. That's not a fantasy. It's what happens when you build digital systems that work for you, even when you're offline. So how do you start? You don't need a business degree or a massive audience. Here's a simple roadmap. Pick a niche you care about. It could be fitness, tech, fashion, finance, or even coffee. The key is, talk about something you genuinely enjoy. Find affiliate programs. Platforms like Amazon Associates, ClickBank, or ShareASale are great starting points. Share your recommendations. Use what you already have. Maybe it's a blog, a YouTube channel, or even a Facebook group. Be honest. Only promote things you truly believe in. People sense sincerity, and that's what builds long-term trust and income. You see, affiliate marketing isn't about manipulating people. It's about helping them make better choices if someone was going to buy that product anyway. Why shouldn't you get a small reward for connecting them to it? It's a win-win situation. They get value. You get income. And the most inspiring part? That income keeps flowing, even when you're not actively working. Let me bring in a little Stoic perspective here. Epictetus once said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." Affiliate marketing embodies that. You're not chasing endless hustle. You're creating systems that quietly generate value. You're learning to make money not by effort alone, but by alignment, aligning what you love, what you know, and what others need. That's real freedom, the kind that grows silently in the background of your life. Let's imagine this together. You start small. Maybe you post a review of your favorite productivity tool on YouTube. A few people click the link, and you earn your first $20. It's not much, but it's proof. Then you write a blog about your morning routine, include affiliate links to your coffee maker, your journal, your favorite book next month. You earn $50, then $100, and as your content library grows, so does your income. Before long, you realize something incredible. Your time is no longer tied one-to-one with your earnings. You've built an asset. Affiliate marketing teaches a timeless lesson. You don't need to be everywhere. You just need to create something that keeps working after you've walked away. You don't need luck. You need leverage, and the internet gives you that, for free. So if you've ever felt stuck, tired of trading hours for dollars, or unsure how to start your online journey, this is your sign. Start with one product, one link, one honest recommendation. Because one small step is all it takes to start building a foundation for something much bigger, financial freedom built on authenticity. And remember, the Stoics taught that everything great begins small. The oak begins as an acorn, the flame begins as a spark, and your online income? It begins with a single link. So today, plant that seed not out of greed, but out of growth, because the goal isn't just to make money, it's to build something that keeps working long after you stop. That's the quiet power of affiliate marketing. It's not just about links, it's about leverage, and when done right, it can change your life. Let me start with a simple question. How many hours a day do you think your internet connection just sits there, doing nothing? It's always on, always connected, yet most of the time, it's just waiting. But what if that unused internet, the bandwidth you're not even touching, could quietly earn you money while you sleep, work, or scroll through your phone? That's exactly what apps like Honeygain are built for. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Wait, I can make money just by letting an app run? Yes, and it's a lot simpler than it sounds. Here's how it works. You install Honeygain on your phone, laptop, or desktop. The app runs quietly in the background and uses your unused internet bandwidth, not your personal data, not your files, just the connection you already have. And in exchange for sharing that idle bandwidth with their network, you get paid. You don't have to click anything, manage anything, or even open the app. It just works silently while you go about your day. Think of it like renting out a parking spot if you have a driveway that's empty all day. Why not let someone pay you to park there? Honeygain does the same thing, but with your internet. And here's something most people don't know. If you use a desktop computer, you can actually earn twice as much as you would on your phone. Why? Because desktops stay connected longer and offer more stable internet sharing. That means the more devices you connect, or the longer you stay online, the more your passive income grows automatically. Now, this isn't something that will make you rich overnight. You won't be quitting your job next week because of it, but that's not the point. The real power here is in turning something wasted into something useful. That's the mindset shift. Because most people overlook this, in a world filled with complexity. Simplicity is power. When you learn to make even the smallest part of your daily life more efficient, when you can turn your Wi-Fi into a quiet stream of income, that's when you start thinking like a modern creator, not just a consumer. Let me tell you a story. A friend of mine, Lisa, works a full-time job and often travels for work. She heard about Honeygain and decided to install it on her home Wi-Fi, which is always on even when she's away. A few months later, she checked her account and realized she'd earned nearly $120 without lifting a finger. It wasn't life-changing money, but it changed how she thought about money. She told me, "It's not about the amount, it's about realizing how much I already have that I'm not using." And that right there, that awareness, is the foundation of financial growth. The Stoics used to teach that wealth is not about having more, but about wasting less. Honeygain embodies that philosophy perfectly. You're not chasing something new, you're using what's already yours more wisely. That's what I find beautiful about it. It's not another hustle, it's optimization. No stress, no schedule, just your internet, doing a bit more for you. If you think about it, your Wi-Fi is like a small river that flows endlessly. Most people just let it pass by, but you can place a small water wheel on it, something simple that quietly turns that current into motion, into energy, into income. That's what this app does. So, how can you get started? Go to honeygain.com and download the app for your device, phone, laptop, or desktop. Create an account, it's free. Run the app in the background. That's it, no setup, no management. Let it run consistently. The more stable your connection, the more you earn. If you have multiple devices or a home router that's always on, that's even better. Connect them and multiply your results. Over time, those small earnings add up. A few dollars here and there might not sound like much. But remember, this is money earned while doing absolutely nothing. No energy spent, no time traded. And once you realize that, you'll start to see the bigger picture. There are opportunities like this all around you, hidden in plain sight, waiting for you to notice them. This kind of mindset separates those who simply consume technology from those who benefit from it. Most people let their devices own them. They spend time, attention, and energy without realizing they can reverse the flow. But when you start to see every tool, every system, and every habit as a potential asset, that's when you start playing a different game. As Seneca once said, it's not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Replace time with resources, and it's still true. We waste energy. We waste potential. We waste opportunities hiding in the things we already use every day. So don't let your internet go to waste. Turn it into a quiet ally, one that works while you rest. Maybe this week, just install Honeygain and forget about it. Let it run in the background. Then, months from now, when you log in and see that you've earned something from nothing, you'll smile, not because it's a fortune, but because you finally learned to let technology serve you. That's what Stoic living in the digital age is all about, using reason and awareness to make every part of life, even your Wi-Fi, work in your favor. So go ahead, turn your connection into a quiet source of reward, because the simplest streams, when left to flow long enough, can eventually carve out rivers of change. Imagine this. You create a design, a quote, an artwork, maybe even a funny idea that pops into your head one night. You upload it online, and one morning, you wake up to find someone, somewhere in the world, bought it. You didn't print anything, you didn't ship anything, you didn't even talk to the buyer. And yet, you got paid. That's the magic of print on demand. If you've ever dreamed of running your own brand, selling t-shirts, mugs, or art prints, but felt held back by costs, storage, or logistics, this is your answer. Platforms like Printful and Redbubble have completely changed the game. They let you design and sell custom products without ever touching inventory or managing shipping. Here's how it works. You create your design, upload it to the platform, and they handle everything else. When someone buys your design, the platform prints it on the product, ships it directly to the customer, And you get paid your profit. It's business made beautifully simple. Let me give you an example. There's a guy named Alex. He's not a designer, not even close, just someone who loves witty quotes. He decided to upload a few of his favorite phrases onto Printful and place them on t-shirts. One said, "Coffee first, everything else later." Simple, funny, real. Within a few months, that one design had sold over 100 times. No ads, no warehouse, no packaging, just an idea that resonated with people. That's the beauty of it. In this digital era, ideas can travel faster than inventory ever could. But here's what makes print on demand truly powerful. It allows anyone, artist or not, to become a creator. You don't have to draw like Picasso or design like Nike if you have creativity, humor, or a message worth sharing. You already have what it takes. You can design t-shirts that make people smile, mugs with quotes that inspire, phone cases that reflect personality, and each time someone connects with your idea, you earn. It's not just a business. It's a bridge between your creativity and someone else's daily life. Now, let's talk about why this works so well. Traditional business models require investment. You buy stock, you handle shipping, you manage returns. It's exhausting, but print on demand flips that model upside down. You only produce after a sale is made, which means there's zero waste, zero risk, and zero clutter in your house. It's like having a global print shop that works 24/7, while you focus on what really matters, creating. If you've ever said to yourself, "I wish I could start something of my own," this might be the most beginner-friendly way to do it. No bosses, no schedules, no huge upfront investment. Just you, your imagination, and a platform that handles the rest. You can start with one design, literally one, and see where it takes you. And who knows, that single design could be the spark that builds your first online store. Now, here's the mindset shift, and this is where Stoic philosophy fits in. The Stoics taught us to focus on what we can control, and let go of what we can't. You can't control the market, you can't control who buys, but you can control what you create. The effort you put in, and the intention behind your work. When you approach print on demand with that mindset, not chasing trends, but expressing something genuine, you begin to create products that last. Because people don't just buy designs, they buy emotion, meaning, and identity. Let's make this practical. Here's how to start today. Choose a platform. Printful and Redbubble are great starting points. Both are beginner-friendly and integrate easily with stores like Etsy or Shopify. Create your first design. You can use Canva or Photopea, free tools that make it easy even if you're not a designer. Upload and publish. Write a short, catchy description. Share it. Post your designs on social media. Tell your friends, or even wear them yourself. You are your own best billboard. And from there, let the process run. The platform prints, ships, and manages orders, while you focus on what you do best, creating. Here's what I love about print on demand. It's not just about money, it's about freedom. Freedom to create without pressure, freedom to test ideas without risk, freedom to build something that grows quietly in the background while you live your life. You're not working for someone else's dream anymore, you're building your own. And maybe the best part? You never know where it might lead. Some creators start small, selling one shirt a month, and end up building full lifestyle brands. Others keep it as a side hustle that funds their passions. Either way, the act of creating something from your mind, and seeing it out there in the world, that's a feeling money alone can't buy. That's purpose. So, if you've ever wanted to start something, but fear kept you frozen, remember this. You don't need perfection to begin, you just need one idea and the courage to upload it. Because someone, somewhere out there, might be waiting for exactly what you have to create. And when that first order notification comes in, when you realize you earned money while doing what you love, it's not just profit, it's proof. Proof that your ideas matter, proof that creativity still has value, and proof that you can build something meaningful, from nothing but imagination. So go ahead, open Printful, open Redbubble, upload that first design. Because in the end, print on demand isn't just about selling products, it's about turning your creativity into freedom. And who knows, maybe one day, Someone across the world will be drinking coffee from a mug you designed and smiling because your idea made their morning just a little bit brighter. Let's take a moment to step back and breathe. You've just learned about 5 simple, real, and accessible ways to make money online, ways that don't require a degree, a huge following, or fancy equipment, from answering questions, proofreading AI content, affiliate marketing, sharing your unused internet, to selling print-on-demand designs. These aren't distant dreams, they're doors. And the key is already in your hand. The truth is, opportunities have never been more abundant than they are today, but abundance means nothing if you don't take action. Every single person you see succeeding online, every YouTuber, freelancer, or digital entrepreneur, all started the same way: confused, unsure, and probably a little scared, but they started. That's what separates the dreamers from the doers. You don't need to know everything. You just need to take the first step, one small move that says, "I'm done waiting." Because waiting won't bring you income, learning without acting won't bring you change, and hesitation? It's the silent killer of every dream. I remember reading something that stuck with me for years. 1 year from now, you'll wish you had started today. It's true. Think about it. What if you started now? Where could you be 6 months from today? What skills could you master? What income could you build? What freedom could you create? Your life doesn't transform overnight, but it does transform when you make small, consistent steps in the right direction, every day, every week, every month. And that's what this video is about: possibility. We live in a time where the internet gives you more than entertainment. It gives you leverage, it gives you the ability to create, to earn, to design your own path, even if you start from zero. You don't need permission, you don't need luck, you just need action. Because action, even small action, compounds. Each project, each task, each attempt becomes a brick in the foundation of your financial freedom. Let's make this personal. What's one thing that you've always said you'd do someday? Start a blog, launch a YouTube channel, try freelancing, create something of your own? Now realize this: someday isn't on the calendar. There's no date called someday. There's only today, the day you decide to begin. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, once wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think." He wasn't talking about fear. He was talking about urgency. He was reminding us that time is the one thing we can't earn back. So use it wisely. You don't need to rush, but you also can't keep waiting for the perfect moment, because the perfect moment doesn't exist. There's only the present one, and it's perfectly enough. Here's what I suggest you do right after this video. Pick one of the methods that fits your lifestyle, whether it's answering questions, editing AI content, affiliate marketing, sharing bandwidth, or selling designs. Spend just 30 minutes exploring that idea. Sign up for one platform, watch one tutorial, or test one tool. Set a simple goal. Your first $1 online. Don't worry about the rest yet. That first small win will change how you see everything. Because when you realize that you can create income out of nothing but your time and effort, that's when you stop doubting yourself. That's when you begin to believe. And I promise you this: your future self will look back and be grateful that you started today, not because it was easy, but because it was worth it. Because every moment you spend building something, learning something, or improving yourself, that's never wasted, that's an investment. And investments take time, but they always pay off, especially the ones made in yourself. So here's the real question: are you going to keep scrolling? Or are you going to start building? Because a year from now, 2 years from now, your future self will either be thanking you, or wishing you had done something when you had the chance. You get to decide which version you become. The world isn't waiting for another genius. It's waiting for someone willing, someone who dares to start when others hesitate, someone who believes that small beginnings can lead to great things. That person could be you, if you choose to act. So take this as your reminder, not just to dream, but to move. Pick a path, commit to it, and let time reward your consistency. Don't underestimate what you can do in a year. Don't underestimate the power of small beginnings. Because the road to freedom doesn't start with luck or talent, it starts with action. You already have the tools. You already have the knowledge. Now, all that's missing is your decision. Start today, not tomorrow. Not someday, today. And trust me, your future self will look back, smile, and whisper, "Thank you for not waiting."